Have you ever thought about how your daily routines could lead to extraordinary success? Let's embark on a journey together, a journey of transformation, and it all started with a man named James Clear. After a life-threatening injury in his teenage years, Clear discovered a remarkable truth that changed his life forever. He realized that the secret to extraordinary success lay not in sweeping changes, but in small, daily routines. He called these routines atomic habits. Just like atoms, the smallest units of matter that make up the universe, atomic habits are the tiniest actions that form the architecture of our lives. They are small, almost insignificant on their own, but when combined, they have the power to shape our destiny. Clear's journey highlights the power of these small changes. It's a power that's rooted in a mathematical magic. If you were to make a 1% improvement in any area of your life every day, that small progress would multiply, leading to a near 38 times enhancement over a year. Imagine the power of that transformation. And yet, if you were to decline by 1% each day, you would find yourself at just 3/100ths of your former self. The magic is not in the size of the change, but in the consistency. It's not about making massive, earth-shattering shifts, but about making small, manageable changes that you can stick with every day. It's about taking one small step, then another and another. And over time, these steps add up. They compound, just like interest in a bank account. At first, you might not notice much difference, but as the days turn into weeks, months, and years, these small changes can transform your life in extraordinary ways. So remember, the power of transformation is not found in the big, but in the small, in the ordinary routines that we often overlook. It's in the atomic habits that we form and follow each day. The magic is in the compounding effect of these small steps. They might not seem much individually, but when added up, they can lead to extraordinary success. But remember, there are two sides to every coin. So let's delve into the concept of compounding, a principle that's as true for finance as it is for our habits. It's a force of nature, a mathematical magic that can work both ways, for us or against us. Imagine this. If you could improve yourself by just 1% each day, you'd end up nearly 38 times better by the end of the year. That's the power of positive compounding, a slow and steady upward spiral that can lead to extraordinary success. It's the accumulation of small daily routines, a page a day turning into a book, a step a day turning into a marathon, a word a day turning into a language. But compounding isn't exclusive to positivity. It has a dark side, a negative compounding that can stealthily chip away at our lives. A skipped workout here, a procrastinated task there, a negative thought sneaking in. They might seem harmless in isolation, but pile them up, and they can snowball into a monumental roadblock to our success. Imagine the opposite of our earlier scenario. If you were to decline by just 1% each day, you'd be left with just 3% of your former self by year's end. That's the harsh reality of negative compounding, a downward spiral that can lead to failure. So, how do we harness the power of positive compounding while fending off its negative counterpart? The answer lies in our daily routines. We need to embrace habits that lead to productivity, knowledge, and healthy relationships. These are the habits that, when compounded over time, lead to success. Conversely, we must shield ourselves from habits that cause stress, provoke negative thoughts, or lead to unproductivity. These are the habits that, when allowed to compound, can lead to failure. Remember, the magic of compounding doesn't discriminate. It's an impartial force that can work in our favor or against us, depending on how we use it. Just as positive changes accumulate into success, negative ones can snowball into failure. So choose your habits wisely, for they hold the power to shape your destiny. Success isn't an overnight phenomenon. It's a phrase we've all heard, but how often do we truly understand and take it to heart? We live in an era of instant gratification where we want results and we want them now. But real, lasting success doesn't work that way. It requires patience and a lot of it. Think of it as a journey. A journey that isn't about reaching the destination quickly, but about what we learn, how we grow, and who we become along the way. The true value lies not in the end result, but in the process that leads us there. This is where our focus should be, not on the goal, but on the system that will get us there. You see, goals are shared by winners and losers alike. Everyone wants to succeed, to get better, to reach new heights. But what sets the winners apart is their system, their daily routines and habits, their consistent actions, and their unwavering dedication. It's not about winning one battle, it's about winning the war. This is the essence of debunking the myth about goals. It's not that goals aren't important, but rather that they are not the be-all and end-all. They are the direction, but the system is the path. And it's the path that matters most. So, let's shift our focus. Let's put our energy not into dreaming about the destination, but into designing the journey. Let's concentrate on creating a system that, through small daily routines and habits, will lead us towards our goals. It may not be as glamorous or exciting as the idea of achieving a goal overnight, but it's far more effective, and in the end, it's far more rewarding. Because success, true success, isn't about fleeting victories. It's about the journey and the systems we create. It's about who we become in the process. It's about the transformation that takes place within us. One small step, one small habit, one small victory at a time. Remember, success is not about fleeting victories. It's about the journey and the systems we create. Now, let's delve into the process of habit formation. It all begins with what we call identity-based habit change. This means that the habits you form should be aligned with the identity you aspire to have. Your actions define your identity. For instance, if you want to be a writer, start by writing a single sentence each day. Over time, these small, consistent actions will shape your identity. The formation of a habit follows a four-step process. It begins with a cue, which triggers your brain to initiate a behavior. This could be anything from a visual prompt to a time of day. Following the cue is a craving, the motivational force behind every habit. The response is the actual habit you perform, and the reward is the end goal of every habit, which serves two purposes: satisfying your craving and teaching your brain to recognize the habit as worth remembering. But how do you make a habit stick? There are three key principles. First, make it obvious. Your cues should be easy to notice. If you want to read more, leave a book on your bedside table. Second, make it attractive. The more alluring the prospect of the reward is, the more likely you are to follow through with the habit. Third, make it easy. Break down your habits into manageable steps. Instead of aiming to read a book in a week, start by reading a page a day. Lastly, make it satisfying. Immediate rewards can be powerful motivators. After reading, take a moment to enjoy the feeling of accomplishment. Remember, your actions define your identity. Make your habits obvious, attractive, easy, and satisfying. And just like the Sorite's paradox, where one coin can make a person rich, one small consistent habit can make a big difference in your life. So start today and witness the transformative power of atomic habits. Let's now move to some advanced tactics. In the world of habit formation, the Goldilocks rule plays a crucial role. Imagine this: a task that is too easy becomes boring, and a task that is too difficult becomes discouraging. However, a task that strikes a balance between being just challenging enough and within our capabilities creates a sweet spot. This sweet spot keeps us motivated and engaged, pushing us to perform at our peak, just like Goldilocks in her quest for perfection. But there's a catch. The greatest threat to your success isn't failure, it's boredom. Yes, you heard it right, boredom. It's easy to get excited about a new goal or a new habit, but the novelty wears off with time. You may find the daily grind mundane and repetitive. This is where the real challenge lies. To stick to your habits even when they become boring, that's the key to long-term success. Next, let's talk about habit-forming products. These products are designed to provide continuous novelty and variable rewards, keeping users engaged. They master the art of capturing your attention and making their use habitual. This principle can be applied to your life. Create an environment that provides novelty and variable rewards to keep your motivation levels high. Now let's focus on professionalism. To be a professional is to stick to your schedule no matter what. Life will always try to get in the way, but a professional doesn't let that stop them. They show up, do the work, and stay committed. This level of commitment is what you need to form and maintain your habits. Lastly, let's talk about reflection. Annual reviews and integrity reports are powerful tools to help you stay on track. They allow you to assess your progress, identify areas for improvement, and evolve. These strategies can help you harness the power of atomic habits to transform your life for the better. Keep in mind, though, that it all starts with small, consistent steps. So, start today and make those small changes for a big impact.